Good evening, everyone. Look, you've been chewing on this for 3 weeks. You should have known it was going to go bad. No, you can't have it back. No, I will not give you another one, entitled gator. Let this be a lesson to you. Eat your food. It will turn evil. That's just the way things work. Oh, friends, welcome to another episode of Unsolved Mysteries starring the Vollock. Birmingham, Alabama. SEC Commissioner Greg Stanky, apropos of nothing whatsoever, released like a 4-page form letter about accountability for officials. Yes, I'm sure that just happened randomly and was not a result of the gross incompetence that we saw in Tuscaloosa on Saturday evening. No, just a reminder that the officials are doing their very best, and coaches and fans should just deal with human error. Human error like a targeting call that was questionable, and the referees inexplicably stopping the clock when Tennessee was about to run a trick play so Alabama could adjust, even though Tennessee didn't substitute. Or a personal foul penalty that was very questionable that kept an Alabama scoring drive going. I could go on and on and on, but I won't. It's time to move past it. As much as I hate the Gumps, it's time to move on to those chickens. Colonel Pruitt's got to get those boys in some 11 herbs and spices and fry them up. Because this is about as close to a must-win situation as you can get. We were all impressed with the heart that the Vols showed in Tuscaloosa, but realistically, that was not a game that the Vols were going to win. Now, they're realistic games. They're not going to be easy, but they're possible. You're not going up against an Alabama team with 5 stars making up the entirety of their 2 deep. It's just, South Carolina's good. They're a little inexplicable. They went down to Georgia and beat the dogs between their hedges and took pieces of those hedges home between their teeth. I'm sure that will never come back to bite them next year. But as good as they looked on that day, they've looked bad in other spots. And it looks like Tennessee's going to have to start Garantano. It doesn't look like, as I was afraid, that Mauer is going to be available. Like I said, 2 concussions in a week. You're probably not playing on Saturday. So all the talk this week has been about whether imploring Vol fans not to boo Garantano when he comes out on the field. No, I'm with them on this. You should not boo him. I have no reason to believe that he's ever given anything less than his all to Tennessee. But, that play where he went rogue against Alabama has been analyzed more than the Zapruder film, and there's just really no other explanation. Unfortunately, as bad as Garantano has been, apparently JT Shrout is worse. Which doesn't seem possible, but okay. But the good news is that Chaney has adjusted his game plans to what he's got in Knoxville. He's calling a lot of runs. And inexplicably, suddenly it seems to be working. The offensive line is getting pushed, the running backs are running hard, and we're throwing it just enough to keep defenses honest. It's kind of the opposite of what we thought the general game plan was going to be coming into this year, with a junior quarterback who was supposed to be the engine that ran this machine. So I think that game plan can work. I think that, you put Garantano behind center, you run heavy, the defense plays hard, You throw the ball maybe 14 to 20 times in the ball game, and you can come out with a win. I think you should come out with a win. This game is in Knoxville, and as up and down as the Gamecocks have been, I have to call the Vols to get their first win against a Muschamp coach team. That's just how I see it, folks. We'll see you Saturday in Neyland Stadium. Come out. I know it's going to be raining. I know it's a 2-5 Vols team. But, like I said, the back half of the schedule are games that can be won. This team can still go to a bowl. This team can still get to 6-7 victories. If they do that, that's where a lot of people pick them. I said this in a previous video, but this is where the Vols can separate themselves from what's come before. This is where we can finally start to put this decade of futility in the rear view. The Vols, they've proven that there is some talent on this team. And as much as I thought the season was over after the Georgia State loss, it wasn't. The Vols have come back and shown more heart and fight than I gave them credit for. So, come out to Neyland, come stand in the rain, be loud, drink some beer, and let's get one for the Vols. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.